Welcome to the virtual tasting for the Veldhuisen February 2024 Cheese Club. So we've got a few things to try tonight. And just one pairing to go with it, but it is really nice with a few of the different cheeses. So it's kind of fun to taste through those. So.
All right. So we have a new cheese this time, and it's our winter truffle. And so this is the first time that I ever made this one, and is very experimental. So I kind of tried my own base of cheese for it, and it's does have a nice truffle flavor to it. I tried some different avenues to accomplish that, and let's see, I used a kind of a truffle paste, I believe it was. I should have looked at my notes.
You got, so yeah, you just had a paste of the truffles where they were already ground.
Yeah. That's what I used. Yeah. And then when I salted it, I just put a dry salt in it. And I noticed that we have just a slight bit of a little crunch, but we tried it when it was about 45 days into it, and it was more so, and there's really a lot less now. So I think that is actually leaving. So I would, if I do it again, I would do it longer. So this, you gotta leave it age longer. I'd leave it age just a little longer, but it's okay. It's fun learning, people get to try what I'm doing, kind of figure out, what's good and some little tweaks to make it happen. So this anyways, cheese, it's interesting though. So
it's good. You can look in there and it does have, is that the salt or is that truffle that you
Well, it could be, that's going to be probably the truffle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the texture you're seeing with the black, the little bit of black and the little, just what you see in this cheese is the truffle, but there is that a little bit of crunch, and that would be from the salt.
I think it's from the salt, but
so this
you know what?
Is a brand new. This is a new cheese. So what about the base of this one? Is this similar to one of the other ones you've made before? Or is this a newer culture blend?
It's a little newer culture blend.
Because this is a really very earthy. Yeah. You get a lot of that truffle flavor on the beginning.
I think it's the salt that's given us a little bit of the crunch.
Yeah. So
now you're pairing this with.
Well, so the bourbon caramel. These caramels are from Wiseman House in Hico, Texas. So they hand make all their chocolates there. And typically we've been doing some of their chocolates in February with our cheese club shipments, just because it's their chocolates are just fantastic. And so this is Valentine's week. It's a good one. But yeah, Wiseman House, these bourbon caramel truffles are so soft, so they really pair nice with the cheese. And we put them with a few different cheeses because really the pairing is different with each one. So with this one, with the earthy truffles, it's going to be, and then this cheese is pretty buttery.
It is. It's a beautiful color too. We're really having some nice green grass. Well, then we did, but we do now too, because that we're making right now. Because we really had some beautiful rains this week. And since the cold weather, and then the grass has started to really come alive again. So
yeah,
beautiful.
A lot of green around us at the moment.
Beautiful colors and great flavors.
Cows are very happy, and the milk is very good, and the cheese are really nice in just a couple months as well. So yeah, so that's fun. That truffle cheese is kind of a unique, kind of fun and different for us. But
yeah,
it's a good one.
It's kind of fun to try a new one. Yeah. We like some feedback.
Yeah.
See what people think. If we want to do something like that again, but you kind of get to experiment along with me on this one.
Yeah, for sure. And then yeah, that one is really, like that one. That's good. It's a good one. And then the next one we've done before is the sheep Gouda. Now the sheep Gouda, this one is almost a year old. This was from last March, so it's about 11 months, this sheep Gouda. So it's sharp, but it's not crazy. I mean, it's getting sharp, but still retains very smooth, very soft in this one. So this was made with some of the very first the sheep milk last spring.
Hmm.
So the sharpness level is really nice. It's not an overwhelming sharp at all. But really has really good like butterscotch notes on the end on this one, I think.
Yeah. Really great.
So it's really pleasant. So this is 100% sheep milk this time. And then this one we've also paired with the caramel, and it's really different with this one versus that truffle cheese. They're both really good, but it's, I mean, this is kind of the fun with doing one pairing with a few cheeses. You can see how differently even the caramel kind of comes out and changes the cheese. So I think my favorite might have been with the sheep Gouda though, with this truffle. Did you try that one yet?
Not the pairing. I've just kind of tasted the outside of this one. It is a little different color on the outside, so it's still really, really good.
At the very edge.
Oh yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic, but it's way different than the inside. So it ages a little differently. So there's a little color change.
Yeah, if you can see, I mean, you'll on the wedge you will
yeah,
have just a little bit. You'll have a little bit of that darker. So yeah, you'll just have to taste that because it just ages a little bit faster on the edge. So it's a little
more of what's going on in the cave. Flavors, you can kind of taste the cave in there.
And it's a little drier at the edge, but the flavor is amazing. Oh yeah, and it is different than the middle. So
yeah,
it's kind of
pretty fun. I like it.
It's really good. So that's
get a little more interesting flavors when you do aging, in our cave, and then the rinds that we put on, and it's aerobic, so it's going to age differently than if it was in an anaerobic system. And that's why a lot of commercial cheeses are. They are vacuum packed, and they're going to have the same flavors all the way through. This here will definitely be different because of the amount of oxygen and how it ages.
So, yeah, so it's pretty noticeable on that one.
Oh yeah, because you get a little more time. On a younger cheese, you don't notice it so much, but as they age, you get more. The changes are quite notable.
Yeah, it's good. It's a fun one. Then the next cheese we're going to do is Paragon. And so this is this one might have been your first.
My very first signature cheese.
Signature cheese. So this is first that you kind of created your own recipe.
Yeah.
So you can talk about that just a little bit if you want, but.
That's really excellent. Huh?
It's really nice. It's really nice right now. So this batch is about 4 months old.
Paragon's really a fun cheese. Yeah, it's a good age. It won't be long though, and if we don't have this sold pretty soon, then we age it longer, because Paragon's interesting. It's really good from 60, 70 days up to maybe 5 months, and then we need to quit selling it and let it age. It's crazy. This stuff will go through a change that like 7, 8 months is really not that good. And it's a little more bitter and just not that pleasant. There's just a lot of notes that are negative. But then when it gets over a year again, it's just outstanding. So it's kind of a cool cheese that there's actually some months there where it's really not that desirable. And but then it's like, okay, we'll just put it away.
Yeah.
And then it just blooms to like a whole new level again. It's just fabulous.
Well, and then at a year, it's amazing.
Our Paragon Reserve,
which we hardly ever have any of that, but it is very good at a
but
year,
then it's just fabulous. But 7, 8 months, it just goes through an area there. It's just not that great. So I really learned a lot when I started aging cheese, as far as don't throw it out when there's a season that it's not quite the way you want it, because if it was good in the beginning, it'll come around again.
Yeah, and that's acidity levels that change.
Yeah, and
moisture.
I wish I could explain all of that, how that goes, but there's just that stuff is very alive, and it just goes through periods where it's better than others. So I think wine's a little that way too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a great cheese. Melts really nice.
It does melt really well.
It's great on when we make pizza. We love it there. It's grilled cheese sandwiches.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the Paragon is really.
It's a very universal
Yeah.
cheese. I say, anybody who comes to my shop and they don't know what cheese to get for their friend, I'm like, just get Paragon. It goes
really,
with so much. It's
yeah.
a fun cheese.
It's really approachable. Most everybody's gonna
Yeah.
like this one, and it's got a unique tanginess. So it's it's got enough kind of uniqueness that it's a fun and different cheese, but extremely approachable. And then you can cook with this one as well. So it does melt very nicely. Sure. And then let's see, what do we have on there next? The vintage.
Yeah. That's a serious cheese.
Yeah, so we pulled some vintage cheddar for Cheese Club. That is, we just had several wheels that were right about a little over 4 years old. So it's from 2019. When I first tasted this wheel, I'm not sure. I think it is this one, unless this is a different one, but I think it's this one. And it's very, very Parmesan-y. It has some very fruity. It has like really, really, really fruity notes, kind of like a parm, but it's very yeah, it is this batch. It's the same one we've been sending, and it's I mean, I kind of loved it because I was like, wow, it really has a lot of Parmesan notes to it, even though it's a cheddar. But it's so old, you get that deep fruity, a little bit of kind of that mushroomy, earthy, minerally notes to it, but still kind of soft. I mean, it's kind of incredible. It's kind of incredible how soft it is for being a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Cheddar.
Nice moisture.
So that's pretty amazing. I was kind of surprised at that.
It's actually really nice moisture for 4 years old.
So how is it that it stays that moist?
Well, it always depends on how on your beginning side and how well the rind is as it ages. And then keeping your aging room humid. Yeah. Super important to keep your aging room very humid because you'll lose less moisture throughout. It is amazing. Yeah.
So the aging cave, we keep, what's the humidity level?
About 85%
humidity
to 90. Yeah.
So if keep water, high moisture in there, kind of water that will kind of keep going off. You have it on timers in there, or how?
Yeah.
Yeah. So to keep the moisture levels up, and then they have fans rotating the air through, so that moist air is just being circulated through the cave. But yeah, I was surprised, and then it's creamy. So I mean, it was just a high cream level in that, I think, too.
Oh yeah.
When it was made,
and it aged just really nice. It's just there's some milks that just age better than other. It's they're all somewhat similar, but there's some of them that are just over the top. So so it's really a great one.
It's a good batch.
It's really beautiful.
So that one, when we poured that, it was really fun. I thought this one's really unique. It's got a lot of complexity.
Yeah.
So it's a definitely good sharp cheese. And then also if it's good on a board, and you can do it with some fruits or some nice jams, like a fig jam, or just kind of, you got to think kind of a sweeter, something to pair this with, even like apple pie or apple crisp, something like that would be really good with this one if you just want a little bit to nibble along with that. But you can also grate this one and use it just like a parm, because it really does have a lot of those same flavor notes to it. So you can just do a micro grate on this and use it as a good finishing cheese as well. So that's pretty fun.
Whenever you grade cheese too, if you talk about a micro grate, do it right away. Don't just like grate it when you're going to use it.
Yeah,
because you get a lot more flavor if you just grate it and then 2 days later you use it. You bleed off so much.
There's a lot of flavor. Yeah. So just do a fresh grate on it if you're going to do that as a finishing cheese.
Phenomenal.
Then the last cheese we're going to try is jalapeno cheddar. So this one does have a good little kick of heat. Well, I don't know. You would taste that one.
Yeah.
Talk about the heat level. I'm not jalapeno's not my favorite.
Well, it's a cheddar base. And then we use an organic jalapeno chip. It's a dehydrated jalapeno. And then we add a little bit of dehydrated habanero also. And so when you get the cheese, you'll taste some jalapeno in the beginning. When you swallow, you'll finish up with some habanero that gives you a nice bite in the back of your throat here.
Slow burn.
So it's really a great cheese. This is like, I think, near our #1 seller in the retail store.
Yeah.
Right up there.
Jalapeno is always pretty high on the
Unbelievable.
retail side as far as one of the top
Yeah.
sellers. So we don't do some for Cheese Club a lot. Just, not everybody likes heat, but I don't know, in Texas most people do, I think.
know.
So we put this one out this time just as a fun,
Oh, yeah.
get a little kick of heat there.
It has it.
And it's a great, again, if you like a little spice, this one's really fun. You can melt this as well.
Does
So
this go with this?
I did not try the truffle with the jalapeno, but I don't know if you can try that and see if it's any good. I don't know how cheddar's gonna pair with I don't know how cheddar's gonna pair with those truffles because it's saltier. So I don't know. But you can tell me what you think. Too weird? Good?
I don't know. It doesn't do a lot for it, but
Yeah.
it's not terrible either. So
Yeah.
kind of interesting.
Well, those bourbon caramels are so good that I
know.
one of them goes just about everything. But
Yeah.
that jalapeno cheddar you can cook with too. So it's really nice on nachos or
Oh, yeah.
enchiladas. If you want to use just a little to spike the top of your enchiladas, it'll give some really nice flavor and a little heat. So
Yeah.
anyways. So
Yeah.
good. So that's what we're trying today. And hope you all enjoy the February selections, and we'll have some more in May. We're trying to decide, thinking about it today, what we're going to make for May. So that's going to be coming up before too long.
Get after
it. So anyways, any suggestions anybody has, throw out there. Got to get creative here in the cheese making room. So, all right. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks Lloyd for joining. And
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much. This was really fun and informative. I enjoyed it. Bye.